Hey, thanks for joining us this week for our Join Weekly little video here. We are so excited about what God is doing in the church, and this series we're in right now is called Facing Your Monster. And this week we talked about facing the greatest monster of all, which is what I called the worry monster. It's something we all deal with in life. And Paul, the apostle, has a very interesting approach to worry. This is what he says. In Philippians 4, verses 4 through 6, he says, "Always be full of joy in the Lord. I say it again, rejoice. Let everyone see that you are considerate in all you do. Remember the Lord is coming soon. Don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need and thank Him for all that He has done." Really, this message is one message that covers everybody in the church, because we all face worry. We all deal with worry. And so Paul is talking to a broad audience here today in this message. We talked this week about, first of all, who wrestles with worry and how there's different kinds of worriers. There's surface worriers. There's control worriers. There's closet worriers. And we decided that everyone wrestles with this thing, worry. Then we asked the question, where does worry come from? And we talked about how worry comes from a heightened sense of vulnerability. We said that when you feel vulnerable, when you feel exposed, and then also it comes from a diminished sense of power. When you feel like, I can't cope, I can't overcome this thing. And Paul the Apostle is in a prison writing these words. But even in the prison, he's able to say, don't worry about anything. How was he able to say that? Well, he was convinced to the core of his being that somebody really big and really powerful was sitting in that prison cell with him. He didn't feel vulnerable at all. In fact, in one place in the Bible, he says, nothing can separate us from the love of God, not even death itself. And when you think about it, Jesus Christ has taken away all the fears of life, even the fear of death itself. For we are promised that when we close our eyes on this earth, our eyes will immediately open in heaven. So ultimately, we are not vulnerable at all. We are safe in the hands of Almighty God. Now, usually, me just saying those words isn't enough to give people confidence to live with it. But not with fear and worry. There has to be more. And so we said, what's the antidote to overcoming fear? How do we overcome fear? And it's found in this little phrase where Paul says, pray about everything. He says, don't worry about anything, but pray about everything. So this week, what do you say? Why don't you make this week an experiment in praying about everything? Make this week Pray About Everything week. No matter how big, how small, how petty the issue may be, take it to God in prayer because He cares for you. PFA, we love you all very much. We're trusting that this is going to be a week of burden removal. When you come back next weekend, you're going to be fired up and freed up, living in the care of Almighty God because He cares for you. God bless you all. We'll see you on Sunday.